This is Clash Clans Podcast, special episode number 17. And if I flash back to episode 17, when I was 17. You remember Bonnier doing that? I think
I kind of vaguely do.
I do too. I think I do too. And we're back. And I'm back here with Boaz again. We're going to keep going with our second part of this conversation about Clash Clans, because once we get talking, we have so much to talk about.
Yeah, it's hard to do single episodes.
It is, because if you don't talk for a while, all of a sudden, and especially since the Clan Wars, which is a lot of stuff, to talk about. So, and I want to know how because the last time we talked, it was 17. Was it 7?
Yeah, we were 15 and 2. I only know that because I just heard that last 2 episodes during the last couple of days. They just came out, so it was a nice flashback to when we were 15 and 2. We are now 21 and 4. I guess more like 21 and 2 if you don't count some ridiculous cheating action. But yeah, we have 21 wins. However, we ended up putting our war career on hold for a trophy push, which we are currently in the middle of right now.
Okay. And how are you doing?
Well, the trophy push is going very well. It's a 7-day push, or I guess 8-day. I'm not sure. It's from June 1st to June 8th. So we're about halfway through it right now. Our goal is the top 200, just because that's kind of like the
top 200.
Yeah, because if you're in the top 200, you kind of hit the board. Everyone can see you on their list and stuff. So I always kind of thought if you make the top 200, then you made it. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so we'll see if we are able to get there. We hit number 274, which I was actually pretty skeptical as to whether we'd even be able to get top 300. So I'm pretty pumped that halfway through we're already to 274, which is way higher than our previous.
So is this game in the world?
Yeah, 274 in the world. Yeah.
Holy shitballs! And
our last highest was 496.
So where's everybody at your clan sitting level wise? I mean, when you look at the war map, where does it all break down?
You mean like trophy wise or like level?
Town hall.
Experience?
I mean, yeah.
Oh, town halls.
What's like is everybody rocking it at the top, or is it
let's see, we had our last Town Hall 8, because we still had some Town Hall 8 stragglers just because they were people that had been with the clan for a long time. They're elders and stuff, and they were lagging a little behind. But we just had our last Town Hall 8 move up to Town Hall 9, so we're now an exclusively Town Hall 9 clan.
Holy shit.
We're maybe like...
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty... I mean, we've only been accepting, like, really well-developed Town Hall 9s for quite a while, so the only people that have been, not a strong Town Hall 9 are people that have been with the clan for a long time and just aren't as active as, as the rest of us and stuff. And
yeah, it's crazy because, Boneyard and I talk about, he wants to, like, get really high level and low level. And I think it's because we come from a clan that has a lot of, different level town halls. I mean, I think 7 or 8 is the lowest. But I mean, when you're talking about all Town Hall 9s, at least, that's really a pretty solid, strong clan.
Yeah, I mean, I knew we were good at war and stuff, but I didn't realize how solid and strong we were until we started pushing, and we really have been going above and beyond, at least my expectations. And that's kind of the nice thing about trophy pushes. It lets you see, it's kind of a snapshot of how strong your clan is, at that moment or whatever. And
what have you learned from Clan Wars that have made you better at trophy pushing?
Well,
Or should I say, or maybe I should ask, do you think it has made you better?
Yeah, actually, when you started that question, I was like, oh, no, I don't think it relates. But I realized there is something. So for Clan Wars, I started using balloons and minions, all air army at the beginning for our first, dozen or so Clan Wars, because my hogs were level 2 when Clan Wars started, because I just never used them in farming. I was always like, why would I spend any dark elixir on any troops, besides some minions, when I can spend it on my heroes, basically.
Right.
So once the Clan War started, I was like, oh crap, I need to upgrade my hog. So I immediately, I had my lab running nonstop.
What a sad
upgrading
statement.
hogs.
Oh crap, I've got to upgrade my hogs.
Oh crap, my poor hogs, they don't have red mohawks.
I can't believe you weren't waiting for them. That's the point of it.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, so my lab was running nonstop until they got to level 5, and then once they hit level 4, I started using them in wars, and I was just like, oh my god, these things are amazing. I mean, I was extremely late to the party.
Yeah, extremely.
Boneyard was singing their praises,
You know what? You showed up right before it was over, and you hit it at the height of the dance.
Yeah, exactly. I showed up just as they had the multi-infernos and the anti-hog bases, and once the war was all against them.
When they were really good for that period of time too. Ooh.
I missed out on that.
But that's really kind of the point, is if you're gonna do a troop, just go from beginning to end, because it doesn't, unless you're maxed out on it, you're not getting to your full potential. And
yeah, no, that's a good point. And I would say, I mean, I basically didn't upgrade them at all. I had them at level 1. They went to level 2 when I had a break from the game, and one of my friends was babysitting my account for me. And at some point during that, he upgraded my hogs to level 2, since he was probably like, what the hell is Boaz doing with level 1 hogs? What a freaking idiot.
Well, so, and it's like you go, I'm going to take out this troop and see if I can do anything with it. And then you go, I didn't really do anything. And it's because it was at level 1.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
Okay. You have to go past it. And that was like me with a Valkyrie. I was like,
well, and there's certain troops that are basically like, they're not usable till they hit a certain level, and they kind of have a sudden spike at a certain level. For instance, giants, the level 5 giants are not something you would ever really want to use, but level 6 giants get this huge boost in stats from the level 5 giants, and the same goes for balloons. So that's what I used while my hogs were upgrading. I used balloons and minions, and I would use a couple dragons with it as well. Now, while I'm trophy pushing, I haven't been using dragons, but so I got quite good at using balloons and minions in the Clan Wars, just out of necessity, because I couldn't go in there with my level 2 hogs and stuff, so I didn't use them as much anymore once my hogs were good and everything. But so for the trophy push, that's what I think most people in our clan are using air armies for their push, balloons and minions.
Okay.
And so
are they using dragons?
No, and the reason, because I was using dragons at first, so I haven't elixir hasn't mattered. I love my
dragons.
Elixir hasn't mattered at all to me for quite a while. I've been trying not to max out, trying to waste it and stuff. And so I just upgraded my healers just to use up elixir, and I did it right before the push, and so I was at like maybe 5 to 6 million. I spent 3 million or so on the healers, And I went into this push, I never don't think about elixir. I went into the push with like less than 2 million. And usually in a push, I try to have at least like 4 million elixir before going in, if not more. So I was making dragons in my armies, and my elixir just drained so quickly. And I was like, oh my God, I should not have upgraded those stupid healers that I don't use. I upgraded like healers and jump spells and stuff just to waste elixir. And so I realized, eventually that I had to stop making dragons because they're like 35,000 or something. And
mine are 44.
44, jeez.
I think it's 44. Level 4 are dragons.
That sounds right.
You know what? I take one into every battle.
Well, that's dragons
one
are.
Bessie. I take about 20 hogs. This is my farming. Okay, or just my regular everyday. I'm going to get, basically farming.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take about 20 hogs, 22 hogs, like 10 bombers,
mm-hmm.
the rest barbs, archers, and then, and my heroes, and I go in, and that dragon behind just kicks ass.
Yeah, dragons are another troop that that really take a huge spike
Inferno.
from from 3 to 4. Once they hit max, the hit points mainly, like it's just,
and they're beautiful.
They can just tank, like it's.
You see those things flying through the air.
With the eyes on fire.
The eyes are on fire.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
And they're standing next to that Inferno tower. Oh, you got it on 5. Thanks. Thanks for rubbing me down in the back. They're just
I had an itch. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks,
it's just like scratching. And I just sit and watch that, and I'm just like, oh, yes. Keep going. It's everything around it that's scaring me at that point. But
because also level 3 dragons you get at Town Hall 8. So, I mean, it takes you 2 Town Halls to get from level 3 dragons to level 4 dragons. So level 3 dragons are just not a very good use of resources and stuff when you're Town Hall 9, when you're max Town Hall 9, it's you've had them for so long without improving them. So level 4
I
dragons,
didn't use dragons
sweet.
that much before, and then Boots was talking about the all dragon army,
Mm-hmm.
and I tried it, and in a clan war it works pretty well. Not if you're farming.
Mm-hmm.
A
little bit pricey.
But in my second account, I've been attacking a lot with, all I have is giants and wizards now, and my wizards are going to level 2. And no, my wizards are, they're going to level 2. I think my giants, everything else is level 2. Except for my barbs and archers are level 3. And I'm almost done with my Town Hall 6. It's about to be a 6.
Nice.
But I'm maxing everything out. And I'm almost, and I'm hoping I do it before tomorrow, hit the 1250 mark for the gems.
The gems, yeah.
And I don't remember when I hit it before, but I think this time I'm doing pretty well in attacks. Because I remember it being really hard to get up to that point. And I've kept my town hall in, so I'm winning defenses as well. And I thought if I really wanted to get to it, I'd just throw my gold storages and all my storages outside and just jump that extra 100. But I want to battle my way in.
Uh-huh.
But I just don't remember how early it was the last time I did it. I suppose I could look up my game center, couldn't I?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Well, I think that'll show you the date. I don't know if that'll show you the town hall, but I guess you might be able to see what other achievements you got around the same time, and then that would tell you which town hall you were at potentially. Yeah. But it's so interesting to think of. Back in the day, it was hard to get to 1250.
Yeah.
And
now
then
I don't feel like it's that hard. I'm like, I can grind it out here. I can snipe a couple town halls, and go in and just get the town hall and a couple trophies. And and people are mixed up. And then you see Boneyard, it's like that tornado on the Wizard of Oz and everything's going, and then you see Boneyard's camp just whiz past and Boneyard going, Boneyard, the Manian King, as you're trying to hit 1250. He's on his way down. It's like the search next. That would be the visual in my head, I guess, on that.
But yeah, those different milestones, the 1250, is so hard to get when you first get it. Then the 2600, it's like, oh my God, I got 2600 trophies. And so now the next one is the 3200. And I just had a couple of guys in my clan get their 2000 gems for their 32 for their champion achievement.
I have to tell you though, I think I'm having more fun playing my second account right now.
I definitely was.
I'm just sitting there waiting for my builders to get done. I'm getting really excited. I'm like, okay, I've got this much gold because I can go in now and I go, and it's teaching me a lot about the clan wars. And that's why I think if we had a longer time, we could really get into it, because I can throw a couple giants, or archers, and I can distract the defenses enough that I can move things around, how I want, like, okay, I'll send one giant in, two giants in right here, and I'll do the other stuff. I have got plenty of time, to work my way with my troops, and mastermind it a little bit. But
well, I think it's so fun for you because you are at a point in the game now where you're, close to maxing out Town Hall 10, or at least maxing out the fun parts of Town Hall 10, and you're running out of things to upgrade, and all your upgrades are taking,
but do you really
2
think
weeks.
It's about the camp? I mean, because if we think about it, like, I would think, like, I would love to be attacked more and then have to change something and do whatever. And now it's just like, now the wars have made it fun.
Yeah,
but even
that's
in the
thing.
wars, you're not getting attacked. Like,
I am, but I'm a Town Hall 9. That's why.
Well, and I am, because I'm a complete moron and couldn't see the gap in the tower. It was the corner piece in front of my Inferno, in the very top corner. So it was like, and I'm saying, why are they coming in that way? Why are they coming in that way?
That's actually a good point, though, because if you want to get attacked, you can create a drop spot or something in your base to make them think that it's easy, like you'll see.
That's what my divots were.
Oh, okay. Well, by divots, did you mean like a hole in the base where they could put troops there?
No, on the outside of my camp before. I've modified it now, but I had my Infernos on the outside, so that way they drop in to go get them, and it would draw them into the Infernos, and they go, because that would be the easiest thing to go for with the hit points, and then so any of their defenses would go right to the to the bad places on the top wall. Everything else hit them, and I'd want them to come from the bottom, I'd make that look easy, but they couldn't quite get it, because if they got even close to the top, all my expos and everything, and you just hammer them, in range.
Yeah, that's something that I wish I had patience and stuff to do more of. And
the best thing is, because they'd send in the wall breakers and break into the wall, so the giants or any defensive troops would go to the divots, and then they wanted the easiest way to the next defense. So they'd get out and they'd walk out of the divot.
Oh, go
walk
backwards
all the way around the wall.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I might have to put those back in.
I love it when I'm on defense and the Giants come into something, and then instead of breaking a wall or going where they're supposed to, they walk all the way back around, and yeah, that's such a great feeling.
Yeah, and it was, and I had it it's in all four corners. So if you dropped it, the other ones were hidden Teslas on the outside. I'm like, I'll give those away to you, Because if you can come in and get those things from me, which you will, I'll pound the shit out of you to get anything else. You will think that you're going to win here, but you're not going to. And that always worked really well. And then the wars started, and then I changed because I think it was the witch golem attack. But I should go back to that.
Well, also, like, when you have sneaky stuff like that, like, hidden Teslas and bombs in really cool places, like, it's great for when people are searching you and then they attack you. But in a clan war, like, someone will attack you and then everyone can see, where all your stuff is. And then the next person can come in and, and not make the same mistakes and stuff. So,
what?
Not as...
I think why I changed it mostly was because you had to switch between
war base and farming.
War base. And preparation day, locked in. Mm-hmm. And then you had to switch. And now it doesn't matter. Now you've got your other base and you can move it around. But not right away when the clan war started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think I took out the divots in my camp because it was too hard to go between them. And I was drawn. No, that wouldn't make any sense, though, would it? I'm trying to think about why I did it.
But yeah, I think that's a really cool and a facet of the game that I would like to explore more if I, had more patience and more just interest in doing so, would be making the trap bases where because I've experimented with it somewhat.
Well, it's like the anti-hog base. Can you describe the anti-hog base?
Yeah, sure.
Because we've mentioned it. So if you haven't seen this or heard about this is what an anti-hog base is.
Yeah, it's so in the middle you have your strongest defenses. So just like you normally would, you have, if you're farming, your town hall's on the outside, but if it's a war or pushing, your town hall's on the inside. Usually the clan castle in the very center, so the town hall a little bit offset from the clan castle. Then your X-bows in the middle there. Usually there's room for about like 7 defenses besides the town hall and the clan castle. So the X-bows, this is for town hall 9. So town hall 10, 3 X-bows, probably 2 infernos. And then some people have mortars in the middle. Some people will have air defenses, kind of depending on what trophy level you're at, what you anticipate getting attacked by. So anyway, basically your strongest defenses all in the middle. And then so right outside of that, you have a ring of buildings that aren't defenses. So it can be storages, mines, collectors, barracks, whatever. Just things that don't get seeked by hogs and balloons.
Yeah, because they won't go. Because they'll go to the nearest defense, so you can't jump a level.
Exactly, so they won't jump to the.
That's why a dragon's always nice to have with you, because dragons don't care.
Oh yeah, that's something I definitely noticed when I was doing my clan war attacks. Is that the balloons would always be going away from the town, because you want to get the town hall and clan war attacks. So the balloons would, intentionally avoid the town hall. And so, it was nice.
One dragon in behind all of your stuff, it just cleans up right behind.
Especially if you have a heal spell on him, or, when it's, that's what I would do, is I would have a heal spell then on the dragons and minions and stuff that were taking out the town hall, and I would use rage spells besides that. But
I've been using the rage spells with them. I think I need to go back to the heals, because when I was doing the heals with them, they might take a little bit longer, but they did a much better job.
Well, I love
they get dumber, it seems like, with a rage spell on them.
That's true, especially dragons, because they're going every which way anyway. So then they're just, they can suddenly be shooting off way, way in the wrong direction. And
maybe it's because of the hit points. If one breaks the other one's hit points faster, I don't know if it would make any difference.
Balloons, I love the rage just because they're so slow. So if then if you put a rage on them, then they shoot in there and just destroy everything.
But also the bombs get that they drop when they die get stronger.
Oh, I never thought of that. That's a good point. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I would imagine.
I hadn't thought about that either, but I think that would be the case too. Would be everything magnifies with because the damage, and so maybe that would be a case for letting your balloons get in a little bit farther before dropping the rage, so that even if they died halfway through the rage spell, they would be, that would be the actually perfect point. If you've got a wide thing of balloons coming in.
I wonder how we could find that out. I wonder if that's, I'm curious if that's, I don't even know if that's one of their stats, one of their stats that goes up or whatever with balloons, the damage they do after they die.
Oh, but the bomb. Yeah, it says it on the description.
Oh, it does. It's like an ellipses thing, like the golems and stuff like that. Nice. I'll have to check that out next time I'm looking at them. But the nice thing about having a heal with your rage spells is that they stack. So you can, like, especially, sometimes you'll run out of troops and you'll still have like a rage spell left or something, and you'll see people, drop a rage spell or a heal spell on like one lonely hero that's almost dead just because they have nothing else to use it on. But so you can't, rage spells don't stack, so you can't drop 2 rage spells and have the person get 4 times stronger or whatever. That doesn't work like that. But
there's nothing worse than a lonely rage spell, which usually happens.
Yeah.
So maybe
because if you have 4, then it would have to be a lot where I would use it on, of just a few troops, which is not worth it. But so if you have heal, you can heal and rage things at the same time. And so that way you don't have to wait till, one rage is done to use the next rage.
And then you drop a freeze, and then you got the ice cream
headache. Yep, exactly. So there's 2 components.
That's an inferno killer. If you get your infernos too close together and my hogs get near it, drop the heal going in, freeze, rage, because they have the highest hit points. So you gotta those infernos. That's the worst thing about them. If they drop the hit points on those infernos, it would be a different ball game.
Yeah, because
it takes forever to kill them. So if you could at least get in there, with the hogs, but the ice cream headache, if they're too close together, bam. Boom.
Yeah, and you definitely notice that it's such an apparent thing when people have their infernos too close together, because you'll see it in Clan Wars when someone can drop a freeze spell and shut down the entire inferno, situation, then the person's in trouble, because 2 freeze spells will take out,
Well, yeah, and you can plan out your attack that way, because you can sit there and look at it and go, okay, well, I'll drop 3 freeze on that one. That'll buy me, I could do 9 seconds with the hip, if you really measured it out, that, you could start to go, well, the freeze and that they'd be wore down to about this. Another freeze, heal spell.
Rage spell, ice cream headache.
Yep, ice cream headache. There you go. But one more spell in that spell factory, and things would get interesting.
Oh yeah, because then the
just one
higher
more
up guys would be a little more vulnerable to attack if you.
Well, because
you hear people talk about that.
Should I bring to go into a battle
3
with
freeze or 2 freeze? And I hear people discuss that kind of stuff a lot. Whether
if you could have 2 freeze, 2 heals, and a rage,
you can already have that. You mean
3 heals, 1 rage,
2 freeze,
2 freeze.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Then you could be like, okay, going in, freeze, rage, heal, ice cream headache, bam, coming out of it. I'm going to drop it here. It's expensive, so it's worth the cost.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing. I mean, what an amazing adjustment to the economy of the game to make spells cost elixir. Like, that was ridiculous when they were costing gold, because that's...
So let's give a little history lesson if you are new to the podcast and listening. This was 6 months ago, less than 6 months ago.
That they tweaked it?
No, it was about 6 months ago, wasn't it?
I'm not sure. I actually...
It was right before Christmas.
Oh, okay.
I think when the big boost happened. I can't remember. But it used to cost gold to make spells.
Which was terrible.
You couldn't make any money.
Because, I mean, that's when you usually, you know, most people, you know, they get through their elixir part of their town hall, and then they're grinding out the gold. And so to use gold while you're farming gold was just so counterintuitive and so annoying, because, like, spells are such an important part of the game and they're so helpful in your attack. But then to have this reason not to use spells, like, okay, basically you'd be dropping a rage and you'd say, is this rage going to net me more than 30,000 gold that it cost me to create the rage spell? And, you know, you'd have to, like, calculate that out. And now it's just, you know, since elixirs, gold, whatever.
Well, yeah, and I guess it's flooded the economy with gold because so all the defenses are way easier to max out.
I think there's an imbalance, although it's a lot closer. I think still there's an imbalance simply because walls are gold. And, you know, most people spend as much on, I mean, I guess I'm not sure exactly, but, you know, people who have a well-balanced town hall and good walls, they probably spend as much on walls as they do on, like, the rest of their stuff put together. I completely made that up, but walls are totally...
No, it is. It's, you know, I think that's
expensive.
totally true, because I decided a while ago that I'm going to put it into my defenses first. Not on my second account. I have been trying to do the balance, but it's easy to balance early on in the game. If you're at that level, make sure you're upgrading as many walls as you can and going for all elixir things. Even though it sucks, upgrading your barracks. Oh my God. You know, it's painful.
Oh yeah. 'Cause you don't have that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when you have like 2 barracks or 3 barracks and you're upgrading one of them. It slows things down a lot.
And I was always like resources. But I would say army camp first and, research first and foremost. That's the biggest thing. Keep
lab,
that research facility going. And I had this debate with Boneyard, and he actually proved my point. I think we're still kind of in debate about it, but if you just let your game be fueled by elixir, you know, research. What can I research? If my research facility is not working, then my game can't move forward. You know, so if you keep that research facility going constantly, you know, or upgrading, plan your town hall according to it. The strongest troops, you know, it's going to make you the better drills down the line. It's going to make you, and easier to take much more loot with strong troops.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah,
you can take way more than you can lose. Because you can always grab that gold and, you know, put in your walls or whatever. But the research facility and the strong army is, I think, trumps everything. So
that's always the fun part of going up a town hall, is getting the new troops and everything, getting your archer's hair color to change.
I know, Ladybug. But I will say this: you have to upgrade your drills.
You mean your collectors and mines?
No, the drills. When you get to
once you get up there, yeah.
If you do not upgrade, you know, of all the things like the pumps and the mines, the drill is like probably the most important resource collector.
Yeah, I mean, if that's not your number one or one of your top priorities when you get to Town Hall 9, and then, I guess Town Hall 8, 9, and 10 are all increase your drill situation. mean, if you're not doing that, you're just not paying attention. Like that's so important.
That's a really good way to put it.
Yeah.
Because now, like I go in with, if you want to take more gold and elixir at a point in the game, I think you really have to, it's always a trade-off between resources. It's a trade-off. If you want gold, you sacrifice elixir a lot of the time, unless you can find that perfect battle, which sometimes time factors in too. So, you want to get it. So if you can at least break even on your dark elixir troops, the stronger troops, the hogs that'll get in there to take out the defense so you can get the bigger gold, you have to have those collectors going, because I get more dark elixir from breaking even and my pumps, and a little bit more here and there, because you're going to lose some, but there's only 3 of them and you only get 2 barracks.
Oh yeah, the dark elixir.
Yeah.
So you're saying you're creating so much more than you can.
Yeah. If you don't have the drills completely maxed out, it's going to be hard for you to get forward with dark elixir troops and heroes and everything.
Yeah, and the thing is, like,
especially when they give you a 1 gem boost.
Yeah.
For like a month.
You're gonna max everything eventually. So it all you need to do is determine the order in which you're going to upgrade things. The earlier you upgrade your collectors, and most importantly your drills, because they're the most valuable resource, the most valuable type of collector. The earlier you do those, dark elixir economy, exactly. Scotty predicted the stock market back in 2012 or whatever. But the earlier you upgrade those drills, like say if you do your army camps first and then your barracks and then your drills last, then you have no dark elixir to show for it. But if you upgrade the drills first and then do the army camps and the barracks and everything, by the time you've upgraded everything, you have, X amount of, million dark elixir in the bank because you did the drill first and now it's been running the whole time.
Yeah.
So
and then you're trying for the elixir, and then you can start boosting your other stuff. And you know what? They throw those 1 gem daily boosts at you every so often. Mm-hmm. And if you remember at Christmas time, it was almost a month.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Every day you could boost all day long for 1 gem each thing. So I maxed out my drills right away, and I cashed in all through that month.
That boost, yeah. And so remember when they had a 1 gem barrack boost?
Yeah.
So that at the time that didn't seem very, not nearly as useful as like the hero boost, the 1 gem hero boost, spell factory boost, collector boost, stuff like that. But this guy in my clan, Spurshot, he was saying that when he had when they were doing the 1 gem barrack boost, he did this donation hopping thing, right? He and his buddy, like it was, 1 gem barrack boost for a week or whatever. And so they just hopped around doing, what I described earlier, but their barracks were, constantly super fast, and it was free. Because, usually it's pretty pricey, 40 gems to boost all your barracks for 2 hours. You'll get a ton of experience, but that's quite a bit of gems. But if you're using 4 gems to boost your barracks for 2 hours, so they just spent this barrack boost week, hopping around giving donations, and he got I don't know if he said 30 or 40,000 donations just in that week by hopping around and doing it, which is several levels, even if you're high up. And for point of reference, my friend in need is between 70 and 80,000, and I'm a pretty solid donator. I'm a pretty, at least relatively, not compared to those, request and leave clan people.
So where is your friend in need at? Can you see it?
Let me take a look here.
Because I want to do a shout out to Dr. Octagon.
Droctagon?
Droctagon? I'm doing my best. I still think Droctagon is cool.
I think it's cool too, and I always think that whenever you say Dr. Octagon.
Yeah, I just think it's
my Venner e Nod. I'm always in Norwegian language, so I can go in the Norse global and recruit people.
Wait, explain to the audience what that means.
Oh, so well, if you change your language to Norwegian, then the global, that's where all the high level people hang out. So you can, when you go in there, instead of the, American global where you see a bunch of bronze and silvers and, just noobs, basically, you go into the Norwegian one. And now it's kind of, people know about it. I'm sure I'm not helping by by broadcasting it right now, but people have found out about it. So it's not quite the same, but there's all sorts of high level people. He's actually
pointing you in the wrong direction. It's the Russian.
Don't go there. But
mine's only at 75,000.
Mine is at 76,000. My Venner I9.
The big shout out, and I thought I was doing well, but the big shout out of the day, Dr. Octagon, 100K friend in need.
So I have an even bigger shout out.
Okay. Well, way to overshadow.
Yeah, sorry, Droctagon. Nate from After Dark, or In the Dark, I mean. And we'll get back to Droctagon because that's a huge achievement as being a regular player. But these donation clans I know I've referred to in the past, like Farming Kings and In the Dark and stuff. So Droctagon has 100,000, which is huge. That's like a really good donator. Nate from In the Dark has 500,000, which is insane. And that's from because he's in one of the donating clans where people go in, request troops, and leave, basically. And it's like a donation mill. And so yeah, I've Spur Shot in my clan just got to the 100,000 mark also. So big shout out to Droctagon. That is very cool.
That's really cool.
These that was actually going to be what I was going to get into from my donation hopping take, which I can get back to that and get in, later, and get into these guys that are level 200 and something as a result of their crazy friend in need. Because sometimes you'll see someone in global that's like 140 or something, and you're like, invite them to your clan. Oh man, they're going to be awesome. And they come and they got like pink walls and stuff. And it's just because they were, donation hopping or part of a donation
I've never
clan.
seen that before.
Yeah. There's this one guy who was like, oh wow, he's, 139 or something. So I invited him, and without even looking at his base or anything, I assumed 139, you're going to be amazing. And he gets there and he's an idiot. First of all, he's just kind of crappy at the game. He has a crappy gold grab and just, talks like a noob and stuff. And then I look at his friend in need and I see that he has like 200,000 friend in need. So he's 130 something, but it's pretty much all because he was either donation. Well, he actually explained it, that he had been doing the donation hopping, the stuff that I described doing with my other account. And so you can really boost your levels by doing that. And so that's why, like, Sneaky Dave, I think he's the highest in the world. Sneaky Dave from In the Dark is level 224, which is nuts. And it's all this kind of glitch thing that they do by doing the either request clans or the donation hopping. What level is Droctagon?
I'm looking that up right now.
I don't mean to steal his thunder here, because that's a cool achievement.
Yeah, that is really pretty. So him and Cosmos, and big shout out to Sir Batavis, Dr. Octagon, Droctagon, Castle Dynamics. He's co-leader. He's level 120.
Nice.
And he donated 4,000 troops this week. So and he hit that achievement. So he must be a regular donator, not,
Yeah, exactly. And that's the difference. If someone is just a, regular donating guy, who hits 100,000 friend in need by hooking up his clanmates and, being a regular player. And then there's the people that have these crazy inflated, levels because they either, do that hopping around thing, either boost their barracks, or maybe just do it without boosting it. But I would think boosting it would go much, much faster, or else be in these donation clans that spam global and say, join for max troops and then leave. And so people are constantly jumping in. But it just logically, it seems like I don't get how they can, because you look at those clans like Farming Kings and In the Dark and stuff, and people will have like 100,000 donations in a cycle and stuff, which
boring. I'll be boneyard for a second. Boring.
Yeah. Which
how
is
stupid would that be?
But wait, I wonder how Nate and these guys only have 500.
I'm level 450. Yeah, so what? So what?
I love your boneyard impression there.
So what? I'm 450. Yeah. I'm still the minion king.
Oh my god, I have a gem box.
Gem box. Yeah. What's a gem box?
No,
I'm the minion king.
Box. I just saw it on my base. Sorry for interrupting. I really shouldn't look at my...
Guess what my donations, my friend in need is for my second account?
What?
0.
So
I'm never going to donate a troop.
So why don't you get into a clan? Because
I am in a clan.
Okay, but so I'm
in my own clan by myself,
trying to recruit this guy.
It's like I bought a clan castle named a certain thing, and I have to sell it if I'm going to leave, right? So,
well, because you had to pay to start a clan or whatever.
Yeah, 40,000.
But
it's not cheap.
So this is I wanted to talk about someone that is an idiot. So there's a guy in Global. This was quite a while ago, and he was a good player. So I was trying to recruit him to my clan, and he's like, "No, I roll solo, or I'm a lone wolf, or something like that." And so I was like, "Well, why?" I was kind of in a bad mood, so I started getting into it. I was like, "Why would you do that?" He's like, "Well," as I was like, you're not using the clan castle is a huge part of the game. It's incredibly important. You're just wasting a massive advantage, not only on offense, but also defense by not utilizing it. Like, you can join a clan and you don't even need to talk to anyone or do anything. Just get troops. And then this is an extra. He's like, "Well, I'm a good enough raider that I don't even need clan castle troops." I was like, you freaking idiot. Like, that is so not the point. Like, it's another extra 10% or more troops that you're bringing in. Like, say, if you have 220 and then you get an extra 30 troops, that's a huge extra, bunch of troops to bring in. So,
but it's also seconds, because if you've got an archer tower that only shoots, one arrow per second, that'll kill one troop, and you've got 20 things in there, if you're not going to get all hit by mortars. And even then, still the archer tower will only take out one. She can't hit two in that 1 second. So you're bringing in meat bodies. Shields,
yeah, exactly. You're just bringing in extra troops. It's like saying, I'm not going to build my fourth army camp because I only need 3 army camps. Like, well, I only would need that too if that was what was available to me. I would make do and I would raid, worse villages. But because there's such a thing as a clan castle and such a thing as clans, you frickin' join a clan and just take advantage of the free troops. And this guy, man, like, well, it's none of your business. Because I was pissed off about something unrelated, so I was going off on him, and And it's just like there's so many things like that in this game that people just don't. They're just such obvious things to do that people don't do for God knows what reason. And so that's a great part of the podcast is to be able to illuminate people about, all the stuff they're doing wrong. Basically.
Well, you know what I think I'm going to do right this time? I'm going to become a monk of Boneyard.
Yeah.
And he'll probably never know what this is. So we'll put this on the podcast and see, if it's how it works out, and I'll hint at it.
Right.
See if he listens. But I'm going to be at a zero donation for as long as I possibly can. I'll accept Clan Castle troops, but I'm going to stay at zero. My friend in need is at zero.
Well, that's good. You should join one of these open clans where they all request on top of each other without donating to each other. You would fit right in there, Scotty.
Yep, no donations. It's like I'll be a monk. A boneyard, I cannot donate. How long can I stay at zero?
It's a great question. But I was looking at my stats on my second account because
it would be by accident. It'd be like,
it's like,
fuck.
Oh crap! I accidentally hit donate.
Yeah. Oh shit! That's not that account. Oh, yeah. Just out of habit.
I was looking at my stats and because I just go in and do my, harvest my resources and stuff. My gold grab and my friend in need were so pathetic. I was just like, if someone looked at my account and they're like, "You're a level 67 with a 80 million gold grab or whatever and 3,000 friend in need or whatever," I look like such a piece of crap. So I'd have to preface it by pointing out that it's my second account, because that's but so I was thinking that's nice that this donation hopping thing can actually boost my friend in need so I don't look so pathetic anymore.
Well, I don't know if I could maintain two chats.
You mean it being in two actual...
Yeah, clans.
Yeah.
That's kind of part of it. I'm enjoying the silence in my own clan.
Well, you don't need to talk to anyone.
No, it's just me.
You can be in a clan. No, I mean, you can be in a clan and just not talk to anyone, too.
Right, but there's no pressure to if I'm in a clan by myself.
You don't have to worry about anyone saying anything to you.
No, I've got a nice little house. I can go out, tend my garden.
Hope it's worth the 40,000 gold there, Scotty.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it. If I want to go visit somewhere else, I can go. Then I'll come back to my own little place.
Actually, you can't go visit because if you leave...
Invite only. I'm not inviting anybody over.
If you leave, then the clan will disappear, right? Because it'll be 0 members. So I don't think you can actually leave and go visit anywhere.
I know. See, that's the thing. I can't invite anybody over. I can't leave because I can't invite anybody over. So I'm really stuck.
But, so I wanted to, before I forget, talk a little bit about the trophy push and give some shout outs to there's been a bunch of activity tonight. We broke, it was hard to tear myself away from the game to come do the podcast, but it was definitely worth it. But we broke the 300 in the world barrier, and we also got 2 people to champ tonight, 2 people that have been on the verge for quite a while now. So L Bizzle and James KU14, congratulations, you guys. Awesome
nice
job today, making it up to the...
I was just looking at that. That's achievement I haven't got yet.
2,000 gems. That's the good shit right there.
What am I going to do? Oh, I suppose boost.
And I think people... I was trying to recruit someone in Global the other day, and our clan was awesome. We had all masters. We were, 27,000 some trophies, 48 members or whatever. But our top people were all Master 1. So this guy, was thinking about coming to the clan. He was talking to me, and he went to this other clan, which was 19,000 trophies, had 20 people in it, but the top 2 people were champion. And it was that's all he looked at was the first, it was clearly just a way lower donations, way less activity, way just crappier clan in general. but they see the badges and it's really interesting how people, well, how stupid people gauge the quality of clans and stuff. So I was thinking about that. Once you get some master or some champ badges in there, I think it really like improves your profile and makes people, more likely to want to join and everything. And they look so cool with like the face on them, and don't have to worry about having the number on there. And
I don't have to worry about anybody joining my clan.
You're so proud of that, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm just hanging out by myself. It's a summer cabin.
Oh,
it's hiking into the wilderness, pitching a tent by yourself,
Scotty,
and enjoying the raids.
What was the name of that account again?
Huh?
What was the name of that account again?
Oh no.
Oh, I thought I'd get you to slip up there.
Yeah, no. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I'm on vacation.
But there was something else to get to was the follow-up of the whole karaoke contest situation.
Let me preface this, and actually this is totally off topic, but I'm just in the middle of an attack. Bombers are the best clan castle drawers.
They are and they're not. They are awesome because they will go straight, past the defenses and past the buildings and stuff. But they have such small hit points. So like,
not if you're at level 6.
Levels. Oh, you're attacking on your real account.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, I mean,
I had
these things. If they can take 2 hit points, think about it that way. When you're upgrading your troops, if it can take 2 hits by an archer tower, you're going to get farther in with more troops.
I remember us talking about that in one of our first special episodes we did, that like your troop, if it gets a plateau, if you're getting your
goblins, moving the goblins up.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about, was goblins. Like when goblins go from like 4 to 5, they are able to take, one more hit from a level 9 town hall cannon or archer tower or whatever. I'm making up the stats, but we were looking at it and we're like, they basically get twice as good. Like they go up level, but because they can take, it takes 2 shots instead of 1 shot, they're like twice as good, which is... Well,
and that's what I look at too when I'm looking at what defense I'm going to upgrade. So if I'm looking at it and I go, well, I can take out a level 4 archer with 1 shot if I upgrade this one. Mm-hmm. I'll be able to get more of them, so they won't. So I'll be able to save my gold because I can get more of them with 1 shot, because that's what people are attacking me with. Mm-hmm. So get the ones that you're going to be able to, upgrade the defenses in terms of what you're being attacked with, because.
And I don't do that so much with defense. I probably should. With defenses, I just go more by the type of defense. But with upgrading troops, I definitely have done that. Like back when, I had, right now, I'm out of troops to upgrade. But back when there was like all sorts of different options, I would go in and look at the stats and how much they increased and what certain plateaus that would get them past in terms of different, their hit points and their attacking power and everything.
Yeah, that's what's nice about the second account. And then it's modifying my new attacks, because I'm going, well, if I could draw the fire by this, I can start to, 1 or 2 giants going in. I'm not really going for this, but if I can get them hitting something, kind of like the golem, and you start to think about hit points different.
So it's basically improving your attack fundamentals.
Yeah. It's like starting at the basics. Mm-hmm.
Which is cool. That's really cool that it's actually helping with your, with your main account, because it's just like the same game, but simplifying everything, so many fewer variables.
You get a lot of perspective when you're on vacation. In your own clan castle.
In your garden.
I've got the beautiful lake view. I've got all these lovely clappers running around, cleaning up after me. You know, what more could I want? What more can I want? Beautiful, silent.
So
go raid some nerds. Come back.
Nerds.
Be all, oh yeah, oh you destroyed my camp. That's fine. It's I'll just go clean up in a few minutes, you know. Because my army camps, they're not that big. I can find the right places. Yeah, that's fine. Just all relaxed. Whatever. You know, I'm not even going on the goblin map. I mean, I'm like 5 in. I'm going, too much work.
Yeah, I never was much for the goblin map, except during trophy pushes. Then I can go in and withdraw from the goblin bank.
Yeah, I think it might be fun, but I'm just too relaxed to even get up. I don't want to go that far down that trail. I'm on vacation.
Yeah,
that's my second
I don't see how you even have the energy to keep hitting next. You probably just attack the first base you see, right? Just
no.
That hitting next has got to be exhausting.
No, it's actually pretty easy because all I look for is the mortars where the wizard towers are. Anything else doesn't really matter. Because if you can't get to your wizard tower or your mortar, I mean, you're going to waste the time. Whatever giants get thrown at you, and whatever, by the time they actually get there, if the mortars are still alive, they're not going to get 100% of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's always a really nice feeling when you have swarms of archers and barbs once the last splash damage defense is gone, because then you can just sit back and you know that there's no way that the archer towers and cannons and Teslas and everything can possibly, you know, take out all of your swarm of archers and barbs, just because they, you know, when they shoot one at a time, there's, you know, so I always love that when you finally, you know, you're carefully doing it until this is back in the second account, you're carefully doing it, and then finally you get the last wizard tower, and then you can just sit back and know that, you know, the wave of attackers will wash over, and stuff that's not splash damage can't possibly hurt them.
And then if you got the right mortars, like now, if I can't go up against the big mortars with barbs, I mean, one hit of takes out, you know, everything. That's what you upgrade. Mortars, just get your mortars, because you'll save that money. Save that money. And then just go for elixir. That's what I think I'm going to do.
So I'm
going to accept donations. Except for I can't, because I can't leave my camp.
Well, you'll just be a hermit. It's okay.
I know. Well,
so the last episode that we did together, at least, was episode 44, where we talked about the karaoke contest.
Yes.
And we played the song from our friend Aries, which now, since I listened to that episode today, I have had that song stuck in my head all day again.
It's
and I probably
really
will
good song
for the next week. But yeah, it's a really good song, so it's okay. So there's much worse things to have stuck in your head. So he did not win. Here's this all happened a long time ago.
It's kind of crazy that he didn't win that.
Well, there's a reason that he didn't win. He broke the rules, basically. The contest was to sing that song, the Clan Wars song. So you either lip sync it or just sing it, but that's what you have to sing. So the people that actually made decent songs that were actually, you know,
because there was too
you could
little
listen
words
to without wanting to blow your brains out.
You couldn't really do much, you know, creatively with
so
little
exactly.
words.
There's just so little wiggle room. And some of the videos, oh my God, there was a guy in drag who was singing it, and these like kids singing it in these like really high voices, and the videos out there were so terrible. And so there was but there were a few songs that were good. And so there's another one that I told Scotty today from this guy, Maximum Flight Risk, who had a cool song also. But of course he broke the rules because he, you know, made his own lyrics and stuff. So there was some kind of rumblings that I saw in the like YouTube comments about the karaoke things when I went to find out who won, that were saying that it was like rigged, and there was Supercell, rigged the contest. And so I went in and I looked at the winning entry, and it was like,
and you told me this beforehand. I said,
yeah,
what is it, aerial shots?
Yeah, it was extremely like highly produced, like fade-ins, like different camera angles. This guy walking, it took place on like a farm. It was
rain.
it was pretty, it was cool. I mean, there's a guy who's, looks like the hog rider. He's dressed up in like the actual red belt thing with no shirt, and it was just, compared to all the other entries were just some, douchebags in their basements, with their little webcam. And this was like, I looked at just now when Scotty and I were talking. Why are you
making fun of me?
Do you
know how many entries I put in?
Different masks and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But there were 7 people. So I was telling Scotty about this. So I was researching, and I looked at the YouTube entry. 7 different people. There was like a cinematographer, a music person, then the actor, and there was 7 different people who had different jobs in the making of this video. There was a lot of like fading in and lighting effects, and it was well done. It was very well executed, but the little kind of suspicious thing is that it was the only one that was even watchable. Like the other ones were like gouge your eyes out when you watch them kind of stuff. So the contest was supposed to end on May 12th or so. I'm making up the dates. The contest was supposed to end, and then Supercell, they said, "Oh, this is going so well, we are going to extend the deadline of the contest. We're getting such great entries. We're going to extend the deadline." It's like, oh, okay, let's extend the deadline. They extended the deadline, and more people put in entries. So then the last day, this entry pops up, and it's this only one that it's completely different than any of the other ones. They're all, I already described them. And this one wins. And I think there is a very good chance that either Supercell did it themselves, like they hired the people and did it, or that they that they reached out to someone and said like, "Hey, we have kind of a PR issue because we can't choose a winner from all this just garbage that has been submitted to us."
Well, I bet there's, I bet there was a lot of good people in there, and also there was not a lot of words to work with.
Yeah, that's true. I should be actually. I saw just the ones that got a lot of hits on YouTube, which are generally the ones that were the worst. So there's probably a lot of ones that were decent that just didn't get, that didn't get watched enough times to be seen. So
it's like the American Idol of Clan Wars karaoke contest.
There's definitely no offense to everyone that did it, but the ones that that you see that get the views on YouTube and they get pushed to the top are either the really good ones or the really bad ones. So there's like a few really good ones that have a ton of views, and then some really bad ones that have a ton of views. And so I guess those are the only ones that I saw were the ones that people had watched enough times, and so I'm guessing they were the really terrible ones. So yeah, I definitely have not gone through and watched every single,
because it's the worst of the worst. So
yeah, I watched half of 1% of the things that got entered or whatever. But the ones I did see were awful. So they and the ones that were good didn't follow the rules, because the people in YouTube would be like, "This is breaking the rules. I would have done this myself if I knew that this was allowed and stuff." And so I think that Supercell then they had, they commissioned this or whatever. They had someone make this, highly produced one. And so then so it got entered on the final day. Like these 7 people were like, oh, there's a contest. Oh, now they extended the deadline. Oh, well, maybe let's put together a submission that clearly took us like, a week to to plan and put together and everything. So my point is though that if I was Supercell, I would have done the same thing, because you can't. I mean, the options out there, at least that I saw, were just not. It wasn't going to be good for their look if they're like, we did a contest and this was the best thing that we got, you know? And so it definitely, if that really was just a coincidence and some clan got together and they just happened to be a clan that had an actor. I
thought my video was pretty good.
Yeah. I didn't see your video unless you were wearing some kind of mask, because there are a lot of people that are wearing masks that I saw.
One of my videos. I mean, I thought I was going to win.
Well, you should have, Scotty.
I should have won.
But yeah, so to the people that are like, criticizing them for having a conspiracy or, whatever, they definitely, I think, made the right call if they did orchestrate that, because then they actually had a reasonable, product to put on the front of the website and say, hey, this is the winner. And so shout out to the Doo-Doo Heads is the name of the clan, and the 7 people that worked on it. That'd be
nice to have those gems.
Yeah, they definitely got quite a windfall of gems for that. And they, and it was great, among the other karaoke ones, it was good. It seemed a little unfair compared to, the people that didn't have a, big budget or whatever these people had. But
maybe if you had contest win styled gems, that's the only way you could do it. And then you could buy like a yacht or, one of those, or a pirate ship like Boneyard would want. That's the only way you could get the pirate ship, would be through the special gems by doing things.
That would be kind of cool. That's a cool idea, actually. Because they have like the pirate flag and different stuff that you buy, but that would be cool if there's something that you can't just buy, you have to earn with some kind of
war points or, you know what I mean? Something where you had to earn it through achievements.
Yeah, if you complete all your achievements or, yeah. Yeah, there isn't anything that you get for completing every achievement, I don't think. No. Maybe there is. I'm not nearly, I haven't killed enough,
No, because they keep adding them too, which is good. But if you had, if it was based on like something that only could be like Clan Wars, for example, would be good, because you can only do a clan war every 48 hours. Mm-hmm. So it would be something that would be measured by time, involved in the game, that you couldn't jam up, anything like that. You'd actually have to spend that time.
Yeah, that's true, because there is a lot of things that you look at and either the person could have, done it through talent and a lot of like hard work, or they could have gemmed it. And a lot of times you don't, you're not sure. I guess that's a nice thing about the gold grab statistic.
Like 3 Christmas trees, 3 different Christmas trees. That would be an achievement.
Oh, but there are only 2 so far, right?
Yeah. Oh, so like the 3rd one comes. I'm so mad that I cut down my first one still.
Well, here's a question for you, Scotty. Now that you started another account, did you keep your rocks?
Most of them.
Okay.
They're getting in the way.
I kept one big rock.
I want to keep them. But
there was a huge rock that was right in the corner that I can put my town hall behind the rock. So
I won't move them until I have to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to get rid of the stuff that's like in the center and blocking your. Yeah. But that just seemed like such a cool thing to be able to keep a rock, because you would never think that at the time, the first time you do your first account, but the one thing that doesn't grow back. So it's like, hey.
Well, I have been taking a picture of my village every day since I started my second account.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to do a time lapse.
Nice. So you're going to try to keep things in like the same place?
I'm going to keep my town hall in the center.
Nice.
Well, hey, we are running pretty long on time here.
Yeah, this is late.
We're just, rambling on like 2 nerds talking about Clash Clans. So, well, thanks for being here again.
Yeah, for sure.
So get a hold of us, clashclanspodcast.com. find us at
68523 Clash or something. Sorry, it's 1 in the morning.
Follow us at WBSMT Radio on Twitter and ClashClansPodcast at gmail.com. Leave us a voicemail.
And if you have any cool stories or insights or questions, definitely email them to, what's the email address? ClashOfClansPodcast at gmail.com, or tweet them to at WBSMT Radio. And if you have any questions for Scotty or Boneyard.
All right. Well, thanks for being here.
Yeah, it was a great time. I still have lots of stuff left over for next time too, so that's always good.
All right, we'll keep it clashy.
Keep it clashy, everybody.
Skilly beep 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 skilly